Me personally, the best camp moment I ever had. That was a life-changing moment. And I've never grown in my spiritual walk ever as much like in one time as I have when I go to summer camps.
Yeah.
They are life-changing for me.
Welcome back to the Interstate podcast. We're back at it again. I am your host, Luke, the most ancient of all hosts that have ever been on the internet. And we have an amazing show for you today with a new special guest and a new co-host. Co-host Piper this week.
Hi.
And our guest is Jene Owens, who we formerly used to call Nene. I mean, did we have other nicknames for you? I don't.
No, just Auntie Nene or Nene or...
You were the unofficial, so good. You were the unofficial camp or youth group mom.
Yeah.
Which, did you like that role? I mean, you filled that role nicely.
Like, just as you're saying that, it chokes me up a little bit.
Oh, me too. Me too.
So yes, I loved that role.
Oh, the kids need it. And since... So Jene was with us in Innerstate years ago. Do you remember how long, or man, I don't remember like the years.
Yeah, I know.
Was it like 2018? I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, let's see. I know I did it for 6 years. I did it from the beginning of Innerstate. And then whenever Innerstate ended, because you guys aren't still doing, no, not
yes.
Innerstate, Upper Room. Remember Upper Room?
Yes.
From beginning to ending of Upper Room.
Yes. So there was a time period where this youth group, which we don't really talk about the youth group very much, but this youth group used to be junior high, senior high, all churches in our small town. And then it got really large, so we split it into junior high, senior high, and that was...
Upper Room.
Yeah, Upper Room, and when you were there.
And then we did, I did both. We did Upper Room and Innerstate. I remember Matt Johnson telling me about Innerstate.
Yes.
You got to come to Innerstate. So then I started going to that. And then I can't remember. Oh, yes, I do remember. I remember I stopped doing Innerstate like maybe January of 2020.
Okay. So for you younger people... You haven't known Jene. She's just old school, but she was our camp and Interstate mom, which is, we have more now. God has blessed us with more. But why do you guys think, and Piper, I want you to chime in on this too, why is the camp mom or the youth group mom so important? The role is like, it needs to happen. Like if other youth groups, if you don't have a camp mom or a youth group mom, get one.
Get one, yeah.
You're missing out. Why is it so important? I've been thinking about that before you're on today.
I feel like because like maybe like a big thing like that makes Interstate so special is like you feel kind of safe there and like it's just a safe place. And so part of that is having somebody you can kind of you can rely on and like they're kind of taking care of you, like.
Yeah, that's good. Safety. Yeah, moms do make you feel safe. I think without the moms too, it can go
downhill pretty fast.
Y'all need to go to a all boy event.
Like, someone has to reel in the male youth leaders because you guys are crazy.
And there's some female leaders that get crazy too.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
that's true too.
The camp mom should probably be middle-aged, I would say. Kind of keep
one
everything.
Qualification. Yes.
An old soul or middle-aged.
Although, you know what? Hannah Sue, right?
Oh, yeah. Love Hannah Sue.
Hannah is like the youngest. She's like working into that camp mom role early.
Oh, my goodness. I could see that.
Yes.
The tiniest, but the fiercest, right?
Yes.
Quick side story. We were having, she goes to my church, and we were having a silent prayer, just everybody popcorn praying, totally random. And we were all straining to hear each other. And then across the sanctuary, this loud voice that you could just hear. It was powerful prayer. And I thought, holy cannoli, I think that's Hannah Sue. And sure enough, like the tiniest person that you could carry in your pocket She was like praying for God. I love Hannah Sue. Yeah, she's a great mom. Yeah, she's a mom figure. Yeah, she's awesome.
Almost skipping the mom and going straight to grandma.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's possible.
Check and see if maybe
Hannah.
she has a, someone ask her if she has some hard candy in her purse.
I bet she does. In the comments, Hannah, come on. You have to tell us if you got some hard candy. We want to know.
Bonus points if there were their originals.
Yes. Oh, man. There's so many good... I just want to talk a bit about the old days just because you're one of the really good leaders. And
thank you.
And we have lost, in a good way, a lot of really amazing leaders, but the legacy lives on. What is one memory from camp, from the older days that you have? Something that sticks out, because we're fresh off of camp. So usually these first few episodes, we talk about camp a lot.
Yeah.
Something fresh at camp that you remember.
Are we looking for
even
jokes?
if it's general or jokes dude,
yeah.
It could be the stories too, because I've probably forgotten.
Yeah, I'll tell a couple of the jokes.
Okay.
And then I've got
Ooh.
some big ones.
All right.
Some big like emotional stuff.
All
okay.
right. All right.
I believe it was Christy who brought that horrible, terrifying doll. Do you remember that doll?
Yes. This is where the doll stuff comes from, you guys.
And she put it in we had just gotten there, and she put it in your luggage, and she zipped it in, and it was packed so tight that when you unzipped it, it kind of like spring-loaded, and that crazy doll popped up and scared the tar out of you, which was hilarious.
So bad.
So that's
was so many
awesome.
rules broken. Don't go in people's luggage. Boys don't go in the girls' stuff. And
Right,
she
yeah.
basically was like, I'm breaking all these.
Yeah. Yep. All of those happened. That's a good memory.
That's
I
a
didn't
good
even
one.
see
I
it.
forgot about that.
I didn't even see it. It
The
lives in my
story.
head, and I adore it.
Oh,
Let's see. I
that's so bad. Dude, old camp was crazy. I'm
It
just
was
saying,
crazy.
some of these stories might not even...
crazy.
We might edit some of this stuff out.
Right. I won't name names on this one, but one of my students that we were doing the scavenger hunt, and we were looking for a bandana,
Yeah.
and we went into the kitchen and found a bandana, and one of my students ran over by the fruit and came back, and he was so excited, and because he had a banana. And we had said it was written bandana. We had said bandana 100 times, and he was like, "Why don't you guys? Why is nobody excited about my banana?" And I have pictures of that on my phone.
The banana.
The banana. He was so excited and then confused. Why doesn't everybody?
And you have to just let him down. You're like, bro, you got to pay attention.
Yeah, and there was something like ruthless that came out about me because I'm very competitive in that kind of stuff, and so I was just like, "No, come on."
Yes.
Get
it together.
Yeah, Mom Jene leaves. Auntie Nene leaves when that happens, and then real Jene, is like, "Come on, we gotta win."
It's coming to me. I have to ask you.
Yeah.
Did you win the trophy?
I did.
Come on, Jene. I knew it.
Yes. Yeah, my very last camp, I got to sign the trophy. Yes, but that was only because I had Connor Millard, and he won everything always. So
Yeah.
he was on
Connor's
my
a
team.
ringer.
Yeah, he is a ringer. Yep.
He wins at everything.
Yep.
Have you? Oh, she just won.
You
This
did?
year.
Yes. That a girl. Like it changes you as a person.
Piper comes back to Dixon just like
yeah.
pardon me.
Right.
I felt like it was a good win because our team, we felt like we won whether we won the trophy or not.
Yeah?
Like, we just had a good team. Everybody was like, there was new kids. There was kids who've been doing it forever. We were just kind of like, just stuck together and like, we prayed before like everything. So we just all had like a good attitude about it.
Yeah.
So
Maybe your team was a little too good. You ever thought about that? There's been some rumblings about the team organization. No, I'm actually kidding. I'm kidding. It was a good team. It was
That's
a good
cool.
team. Wow, you won the trophy. So what about another, like, you remember Camp Paul and all the stuff.
Yeah.
We do things about the same, but those days were different for sure.
Who
I
makes
think
food we like to eat? It's
Dude,
Kurt. Is he still there?
No, Kurt.
Oh, Kurt.
You and Kurt, like, exited
same time.
very similar at the same time. And it's so sad. He was, for you young camp people and youth group people, Kurt was like the cook. Every
man.
year, the same cook, and he was super humble.
Yeah. He was amazing, and he just loved to cook for us. Like, it was his love language, I think, and we just left there. I don't know about everybody else, but I left there bloated and fat and so happy.
Yes.
And like exhausted in my body, but fed and like spiritually, and it was it was so good.
We tried to bless him throughout the years. We got to know him, and those quiet guys, the guys that are real quiet.
Luke came up with a song. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, when I was 10, I went to camp cleaning, and that was the last like interstate thing that he was there for. Like, he was gone before the camp that we were cleaning for. So that was
such a sweet guy,
Kurt.
huh? Yeah.
I got to taste Kurt's cooking.
Yeah.
We even had T-shirts, the old T-shirts.
Yeah.
So you have a T-shirt on.
I do.
Maybe that's a good camp. So what is the origins of Jesse? Because we still chant Jesse cheat. Not Jesse. We just make up things.
Whoever cheated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody cheated.
All right. So I'll tell you this story, and then I'll tell you like the really moving Jesus was there stories.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. So it was what did we call the days where it's like field day, but you just
Olympics.
Move,
we call it Olympics
now. Olympics. Yeah. The Olympics. I think
we
we called it then too. And one of the games was we had puzzles on every table in the kitchen, the cafeteria, and the rule was the leaders were not supposed to help, and the kids were just supposed to put these together.
Right.
Again, Auntie Nene was gone.
Ruthless
Nene was there. Ruthless Jene.
Right.
It's
Jene.
It's Jene.
Today.
She was there. And so I'm watching the kids put it together, and I was just, maybe pushing a piece here, a piece there. No, that goes there. No, that goes there. And I was
So you were cheating.
I was cheating. Yes, I was 100% cheating.
Okay.
And as I'm doing that, I'm looking to see how far everybody else is, and I see Jesse doing the same thing. So Ruthless Jene says, "Hey, Jesse's cheating." And I called him out for that. And then we just all started chanting, "Jesse cheated, Jesse cheated." And bless his soul, he was just like, "Yeah, I was cheating."
He just took it.
He just took it. And I lived a few years knowing that I have this shirt, and I was the one who...
I didn't know this.
Nobody did,
I did not know this.
Nobody did.
That chant has built throughout the years. It's only... Now a person will come in late, and we'll just be like, "David cheated." We'll just start chanting, and they're like, "What? What do you mean?" Like, it still goes on today.
I wonder in heaven, like, we'll all get there, and then when people arrive later, we'll just be all, "Hey,
yes.
Nolan cheated."
Dude, a heavenly Nolan cheated.
Right?
I'm down.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh, that's so good. So camp gets real as well. I mean, I can think of stories just between us and ministering to kids there. Piper, think of something from camp too. I want to get your head around your camp this year, but what was something that stuck out for you, Jene?
I do remember, I believe this was my very first camp, and I have to say, like, this is the Jene that had not been polished yet. It was my first summer camp because I grew so much in summer camp, and I had gone there expecting to teach the kids. I had no idea. Oh, don't cry on a podcast, Jene.
It's okay.
I had no idea what God was going to do to me.
Right. Yeah.
And we had a meeting like we always do beforehand, and we said, okay, the speaker was going to speak. I believe it was his first name Travis, or was his last name Travis?
Oh, Josiah.
Josiah Travis.
Josiah.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was amazing, and we were like, okay, we're going to let Josiah speak, and then we're going to move all the pews out of the way, and we're just going to have a time where people can get together and pray. And it was a very specific point where we were like, someone said, we're not going to let the kids kind of like run away with it. You know, we need to make sure it stays under control because of, you know, something happened a time before. So I don't know, like there was some level of, you know, we can't get it, let it get crazy or something. I don't know. And so that, you know, we listened to Josiah. It was amazing. And then the pews went aside and he asked us to start, you know, praying. And Bear came up and took the microphone.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to be honest, unpolished Jene was like, well, this is exactly what they weren't supposed to do. And here it comes. Someone's going to tell him he needs to sit down.
Right. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've never told.
I remember that.
Yeah. Never told anybody that. That was unpolished Jene that I'm,
Yeah.
you know, I guess I don't want to say ashamed of. Like looking back, that was a Peter moment. No.
Right.
But he started the ball rolling and those children started praying. And it was humbling.
Yeah.
I saw my own children put their hands in the air.
Yes.
And worship God.
Yes.
And so after that, we all kind of got, like, that went on a long time. And then we all, a long time.
I mean a long time.
A long time. So then we all kind of gather in the middle, and Josiah kind of pulls us back in and says, you know, I want you guys, like, why don't you just start talking to the Lord? And so we did, and it's hard for me to describe now, but there was just vocalization.
Right.
We all just started saying what we wanted to say to the Lord. And it went on for maybe 30 seconds, and I kept expecting it to kind of die down, and it would, and then it would pick back up again.
Right.
And then it would die down, and then it would pick back up again. And there was nothing fake about it. Had it stopped at 30 seconds when it, you know, died down, I would have been, well, that was, you know, what you would expect.
Right.
That was out of obedience.
Yeah.
But this was not. This was the Holy Spirit was there, and these children were worshiping much better, in a much more pure spirit than I had come with.
Dude, amen.
And that was humbling. And that went on for a long time. For Auntie Nene, who goes to bed at 8 o'clock, right?
Yes.
That was a long time. We were well into 11 o'clock by now.
Camp Paul kicked us out.
Yeah, he might have that night. Yes,
Camp Paul
he
had
did.
to come in and tell us we had to stop.
Right. But wait, there's more. Okay.
Yes.
So when that settles down, Josiah said, I want you to picture yourself with the Lord. No, I'm sorry. He said, I want you to ask the Lord to give you a vision. Okay, now I really might cry because this was crazy. And again, unpolished Jene was like, okay, well, I'll ask him. Like, God doesn't just give you a vision on demand, so okay. Right. All right, Josiah, I'll ask. So we were just sitting there, and I asked God, okay, God, give me a vision. Yeah, right. And I will be doggoned if God did not give me the vision. Okay. He gave me the vision of Jesus sitting on a rock that was about this size.
Yeah.
And the grass was the greenest grass you've ever seen. We were in heaven.
Right.
And it was beautiful all around, and trees and everything. And he was sitting, and I had my head in his lap.
Come on.
I know.
That's good.
And he had one hand soothing me, like petting my hair.
Yeah.
And with this other hand, he was just kind of, you know, putting his hand out like this. And he was taking care of my husband and my first son and my second son and my sister and my mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you've known me for 10 minutes, you know that I am a worrier.
Right.
And you've known me a long time. You know what I worry about, all the things I worry about it, and it's my children.
Right.
And that brought me to my knees, you know, not physically, but that was a gut punch,
That's
you know.
so good.
Yeah, so I have held that onto that image, vision that
Yeah.
I did not deserve.
Mm.
I went in there with a closed heart, and I
Yeah.
did not deserve that.
Right.
But he sees me, and he loves me enough to give me that,
Yeah.
in spite of my Peter attitude, you know. So that was, for me personally, the best camp moment I ever had. That was a life-changing moment. And I've never grown in my spiritual walk ever as much, like in one time, as I have when I go to summer camps.
Yeah.
They are life-changing for me.
That is so good.
Yeah.
I think that what is really good to remember for the students too is that the leaders, just because we're leaders
Right.
and adults, that we have it together or any of that. Like
Right.
we're all
Right.
on an equal playing ground, if not sometimes the other way around.
Right. Right.
And you know, I have all the leaders. I guarantee you that all the leaders have stories where God
Right.
impacted them at camp in a powerful way, changed their life,
Yeah.
like moved them to a different. And we're supposed to be there.
I know,
ministering
right?
and
I've got it together. In
helping-
fact,
yeah.
I would like to give a personal shout out to Bear Benton. I 100% apologize for having that spirit when you walked up to the microphone, and you have to know that you were instrumental in changing my life that day.
Dude.
So I love you, Bear. Hey,
Yeah.
all love.
Find some bear emojis.
Yeah.
Put them in the
Put
comments.
them in there.
'Cause
Love you, Bear.
I
Yeah.
thought the same thing too in that moment. I remember it clearly of
Yeah.
just like, this could go either way.
Yeah.
And you never know, here's the part that I want to get better at as a leader is just, you want to kind of like clean up mistakes instead of prevent them. It's a much better thing to go up and be like, hey, bud, you're up on the mic, like for the wrong reasons. Come on down, instead of never letting them go up
I
there.
love that.
And
Yeah.
I think we're getting better at that as
Yeah.
a group now.
Yeah, because how do we know what's in their hearts? And, you
Dude,
know,
Yeah.
and that was my mistake.
Yeah.
That was my
That's
mistake.
such a good story, Janae. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard, maybe I did hear that, but I don't think so. That's good. That is like, hang on to that. I'm sure you will, but like, there'll be times in your life, even way in the future, where you might even put that, maybe things are going real great and you're just, that's gone. Bring that baby back out. Get the journal out.
Right. Well, you
Revisit
know,
it, you
yeah.
know?
The past couple months, I've been pulling that one out. I've
Yes,
got a lot going
good,
on that
good.
I'm sure we'll talk about later. But
Yeah,
yeah, I've been pulling that one out in my head. All right.
That's so good.
You know.
Piper, what about you this year? Like, what stood out spiritually? I can think of like, oh my gosh, I can think of one thing. I'll if you're thinking,
Yeah.
one thing that got me, like, Maddie Brock was our worship leader, and Maddie was in youth back in Janae's day, and her first worship set, first night, Monday night, we get up there, we're like, okay, what is this gonna be like? How is she gonna lead? And she's like, I think we'd like to just start with everyone just kneeling down on your knees and just have a nice moment with God now. So we were all just on our face, like,
Yeah.
she just has like a little thing going and nothing,
Yeah.
no singing, no talking.
Wow.
And I'm
I
like,
love Maddie Brock.
like, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
This is Monday night.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like,
Starting off
where
with a
can we go
bang.
from here? You know, I was on my face, actually kind of giggling, like, this is going to be really good.
Yeah.
It's so good. But yeah, anything that stuck out, Piper, from your camp experience, besides winning the trophy, of course.
Yeah, I think for me, the difference is how much camp we've brought home and just like how
Yeah.
much like worship at youth was getting real before camp.
Yes.
So we go to camp and we're already like in that mindset and we're
Yeah.
ready. Like, I don't think anybody there was just kind of like in it for the games and like was kind of just meh in chapel. Like,
Let's go. It's true.
last Tuesday night, like everybody was either on their knees crying or praying with somebody, and it's just a Tuesday night.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to encourage you, Janae, from the legacy that you left, like, Tuesdays are like summer camp now. Like,
Really?
I don't even, it's just the Lord. Like, there isn't a single person that's orchestrating it. Like, the
Yeah.
kids are just hungry and they've experienced God for real. And so why would you ever want anything else? Like,
Right,
you know?
right.
So even before camp, like Piper was saying, like, I'm like,
Mhm.
this, I was exhorting the kids, like, this is it.
Mhm.
Like, I'm excited to come home from camp. Like,
Right, right.
we can do Tuesdays all year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so it's a good, man, it's a good group. You would love to just see it. Like, on a Tuesday, you'd be like, this is,
Yeah,
Interstate
maybe
has
I
gone
can
up.
come on a Tuesday because, like I said, this is my very favorite ministry I've ever been
Yeah.
involved in. I think it's because we have such unity. There's no room for egos. There's no room for competition, and everyone I feel like is holding it with open hands. Like,
yep.
this belongs to the Lord, and that gives him all the space to run it the way he wants to, and that's why
good.
it's thriving, you know?
Yes.
Oh, thank you,
It's so
Jesus. I'm
good.
so glad it's going well still.
It's so good.
I miss it so much. I really
We miss
do.
you, honestly. Oh, man, that's so good. Okay, I want to get into moving on to, like, what are you up to now? We don't hang out as much. You babysit my toddler sometimes, which is epic, but I don't get to
Yeah.
know, like, your ins and outs very much anymore. So tell us about what you've been up to lately.
Yeah, so I was really surprised that God called me out of teaching in 2023.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. I thought I was going to retire from teaching, but no, God called me out of teaching, and so I'm opening an arcade with Jeff and Jamie Myers. Matt and I, my husband Matt and I, were opening an arcade.
That's epic.
Yeah, we were thinking about. I was thinking about something that could be kind of self-run as a side gig along with teaching, and I was thinking an arcade that could kind of be self-run. And then I was thinking this project's a little bigger than I can handle, so I brought in Jamie, and we were going to do that together. And then we brought in our husbands, and the ideas just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right.
And we just kept praying, and God kept opening doors. And Jamie said, "Yeah, I don't want to teach anymore either." So
Dude,
we just
owning your own business too is more than full time.
Right, for
so
sure.
It's all in is good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so cool. I'm
Yeah.
so excited. So what can you tell us? Let's see, time frames maybe, or vision, or like what was the vision of it in the beginning? Like, what do you want to get out of it?
Yeah.
It's a good.
Yeah. What do I want to get out of it? Oh, okay. Well,
Besides money.
Yeah. Besides money. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Retirement. But,
Yes.
besides that, yeah. So, I always taught at Christian schools, and so that was my ministry. And so, Jamie and I both were kind of like, if I'm not teaching at a Christian school and she's doing this as well, as instead of, she's not teaching and pouring into the kids that way, what is her ministry going to be? And so we just agreed that, we would take this as far as the Lord wanted it to go. And we just held it with our hands open, and God just kept opening doors, and we just kept walking through them. And so we agreed that the way we were going to serve the Lord is through an arcade, which sounds silly at first. How are you going to do that, right? But it's serving children. And, then we thought, like, our very first thought was the Innerstate kids can come and have, their day there. We can close down and they can have, their night there or something. And it has snowballed from there into all sorts of ideas, Team Dixon having a party there,
That's good.
Yeah. In fact, I talked with Piper's mom, about that. And we just have had so many ideas. We were very lost at how can we serve God through this shop.
Right.
And God has said, you're going to do it this way and that way and this way and that way. And it has been amazing. In fact, I'll tell you, we're not even open yet. And I'm so excited. We had Carson, my oldest son, and I were at the shop the other day working on who knows what. And I had a bunch of Matchbox cars there, brand new in the boxes still. And we had door dashed some McDonald's because we're classy.
Right.
And the gentleman had delivered to us, and he had said, "Oh, I'm sad that the store next to you had closed down, which was
Right.
a collectibles store." And he said, "I collect Matchbox cars, so I'm bummed that."
Right.
And I said, "Well, why don't you come in? I just got a bunch from there. Why don't
Right.
you come in and pick a few?" And so we had this huge bucket that we had just bought from the store next door.
Right.
And
right.
so he was so excited, and I just let him pick a few because I had so many, more than we would need,
Yeah.
our barns were overflowing, so to speak.
Right.
He was so happy, and he picked one for his son and some for his dad. And we got to talking with him, and I said, you'll have to come back. And he said, "Yeah, I'm going to bring my wife. She needs to be cheered up." And don't cry again.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, yeah." And he said, "Yeah, she's got stage 4 colon cancer." And I said, "Okay, bring her back." And I was able to say, 2 doors down is the church. That's where we go to.
Right.
You're welcome to come. We'll be praying for her. And he said, "Her name's Sherry, please. So y'all pray for Sherry.
Yo.
She needs prayer."
Yeah.
And as we talked a little bit more, and as he left, he again said, "Please be praying for Sherry." So I don't know if he goes to church. I don't know what his relationship with the Lord is, but he was not just being polite when he said, "Yeah, sure, pray for Sherry,"
Yeah. He meant it.
Yeah. And so in that moment, Matchbox cars were mentoring to him,
Right.
or were ministering to him, and so that's the perfect example of that's what we want Joystick to be.
That's so good.
Yeah, just like that. And I didn't know how to put it into words or what it was going to look like, and then just God showed us in that moment. We're not even open yet, so it was really
Right.
exciting.
Oh man. That's so good.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So you've been in lots of like different ministries and like youth ministry, teaching, and now Joystick.
Yeah.
What advice like could you give to teens and just people in general about like what God's calling you to do, and like when he's like telling you to like move on from one thing to another, like figuring out what God is trying to like tell you to do?
Yeah, that is an excellent question. So I will tell you, that you're in the right ministry when it's going well. If if I were to try to go serve at Innerstate right now, it probably wouldn't go well, because not because I'm, and for any other reason than God's not calling me there right now.
Because you're qualified.
Yeah, I am. I'm
Yeah.
qualified, but for a ton of reasons, it wouldn't work out because it's not what.
Right.
So I would say, listen to the Lord. I knew God was calling me out of teaching the last year that I taught. It was a half day, and I was wiping down the desks, and I had this thought of, all of a sudden I felt exhausted, and I had this thought of, how am I going to do this another year? And then I really felt the Lord say, what if this is your last year? And that hit me like a bolt of lightning, because again, I thought I was going to, be 60 in my
Right.
60s. And when I had that thought, my burden was lifted. And so I said, "Okay, Lord, I hear you. So for this year, I need you to either please change my heart or change my mind." And so, and he didn't change my mind, and so, yeah, that's how I knew God was calling me out. So I would say, just keep listening to the Lord. He'll tell you. He'll meet you where you're at, and because he's a good father, if you ask him something, he's not going to say, "Wouldn't you like to know?" You know what I
good.
mean? He'll answer you. Yeah,
Yo.
that's such a good question. Yeah,
That's so good. I heard this recently too. It's like trusting God and having faith is like admitting you don't have the answers. And so you're like stepping out. So I think sometimes the opposite of that is like staying in something too long. It's like you want the answers. You want to know where you're going on a Tuesday night. You want to be secure in whatever, the hobby you do or the pursuit. And the Lord's like trying to talk to you. Yeah. And you're just like, I don't want to. Right. That's scary stuff. Like I think adults, even ministers, you know, even pastors need.
It was a big thing at my first camp was like, I'm not going to be able to know all the answers. I'm never going to be able to know all the answers. Even to like the questions that I feel like are really important. Right. Like, so I just gotta kind of let go and be able to trust God that he knows the answers and that's what's important.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Dude, and a lot of times you don't even need to have an answer. Yeah. I'm guilty of that. Like always trying to reason into things and just instead people just need a hug or, you know. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I often feel that way too. If I can understand the why, then I'm good. But we don't often get the why.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I want to just exhort you, like, thank you for being a business, like trying to get into business. We need more Christian business owners and Christian people who are in our communities in better, that's not the right word, but like in other ways. And just, here's my young adult group. Here's my thing about Jesus. Like just open a coffee shop or something. Like just contribute to society. Yeah.
Without it being, you know,
and that's my exhortation. I don't think I've got to really speak into what you guys are doing, but like that's my thing for you guys. It's just like be profitable. That's it. Like you are gonna shine. Like Christ is gonna shine in it, and may the Lord just bless it and bless your families because of it. Yeah. And the community will grow. Like
I sure hope so. You know? Yeah. I sure hope so. I mean, who among us sitting here doesn't love Dixon and the children here, you know? And by children, I mean, you know, babies up to 18, you know, and even the older kids, you know. This last year I've been tutoring while we've been trying to open, and I tutor at the library. And there's lots of kids in there that are running amok and they don't really have anything to do. And I've been praying over them without them knowing it. You know, these are the kids that need a place to go. And maybe we're not, you know, speaking Bible verses to them, but we can be a safe place for them to go, and they can see the Lord shining through us. Yes. And then when the Lord does call on their hearts, we can be maybe someone that they can come to when they're ready, when the Lord's calling them, you know.
Absolutely. So. I just had a vision of Bear and Siggy wearing security outfits. Yes. Just walking around the arcade, just like, stop.
Hey, you. Yes.
Don't shake the machine. I will shake you.
I would love so much to be big enough to have like employees, you know. Right now it's just gonna be Jamie and I and our kids, but oh man, I would love to have employees.
I just had that vision. Yeah, they were wrecking kids. It was great. It was great. I want to see it. That's awesome. I'm so excited for that. Can you tell us, like, because this is a show, we're here to entertain the people, like, what are we looking at? Are we looking at to open soonish, 2025? Is it way off? Or are we way? Oh, yeah. I want to know some details that.
Yeah. Okay. So May 2022 was our first date
that's
to open.
Business.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Holy cow.
So let's see. So we are starting year. We've been working on this for 2 years. And we got everything ready, and then there was nothing else we could do, and then we were just looking for spaces, and there was no space that could accommodate us in the right spot. And then lo and behold, the Lord opened up, you know, the spot right down from the church that we go to. And so what we're waiting on now, we've already started the build out. Have you seen the build out, or have you driven
a little?
by?
We looked in.
Yeah.
We looked in the windows.
Yeah. Okay. So now what's frustrating is you can't really see, huh? Because that big wall is there. Right. Yeah. Oh, it's so exciting. So we're waiting for a couple things from the city, which has been great. The city's been really great. They're very excited. So we were thinking first part of September. It's a moving target, though. It could be end of September,
Whoa.
early October.
Whoa, that's so soon.
It's very soon, though. Yes, it's very,
What?
very soon. Yeah.
Do the games like just come all at once? Is it like a big drop off when you're done with a build?
Yeah. So
What?
we got them from a company called Betson, and they're in like the Midwest.
Okay.
Oh, that's the other thing. God has put Christian people in our place, people that love the Lord.
Yeah.
Everybody that we've encountered, they love the Lord, and they have been helping us.
Right.
So this wonderful company called Betson, they provide all of our games, and they've told us which games to get. They
What
help
ones are profitable?
right.
Probably.
Yeah. And so then they ship it to Las Vegas to this company called Amusement Connect, and they're the ones who put all the little scanners on there for the cards and everything.
Right.
And so we're so grateful because Amusement Connect is storing them there for us in Las Vegas.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so as soon as we get the carpet down and the floor, the concrete part
Oh my gosh.
polished, yes, they're gonna be on their
Dude,
way.
it's
So
I was thinking like 2025.
No.
I don't know the time frame. We don't get
Yeah.
to talk very much.
yeah, it's very, very soon. Yes, it's very soon.
Do you got any other joystick? I have a question, but do you have any joystick things?
Like what-
Specifics? I mean, I feel like we could pick her brain. We're getting an early
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
I just need to
A
know:
sneak peek.
is there going to be any of the coin pusher games?
No coin pusher games.
That could be good. That could
Yeah.
be good for me because
Yeah.
I'm very
Are
addicted
you on
to those.
We're gonna have skee ball.
Ooh, oh, my mom loves skee
Ooh,
ball.
I love skee ball too.
Mm-hmm. Skee ball.
Dance dance.
Yep. Dance.
Ooh,
Dance.
I'm
Yep.
about to get good at that.
I know.
I'm not
hoping
good
to-
at that right now. I'll just say it.
Yeah. What are you looking
Let's
like?
see,
What kind of stuff do you
what
like?
games do I play? I haven't gone to like an arcade in a while.
Really?
My favorite are like the skee ball or like the throw a ball in a thing and get
Yeah.
tickets. Those are my favorite.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Arcades are
Yeah.
there aren't any. You have to
Yeah.
drive like an hour
Right.
to get a
you gotta
good
go
one.
to like Scandia or a Chuck E. Cheese.
Right.
Options.
So
Yeah.
we found out that we are in what's called the desert.
Yes.
They're called FECs, Family Entertainment Center. Everybody who's in that industry, they call this area the desert because there's
nothing.
and it's considered like too small of an area for any big companies to open anything here. So
Right.
that's why a Dave and Buster's doesn't come here, you know.
Sure.
But we're growing.
Dude, we just got a Chipotle.
Right?
I think you guys are making an arcade at the right time.
Right? And we're getting, I just found out the Old Mary's Pizza Shack is going to be a Buckhorn Grill. I know.
What?
Right? I know.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. I
That's
know.
good, but it's
Yeah. So, yeah.
we're growing. This town's
I
growing.
know.
Yeah.
So the joystick is right off the highway.
Mm-hmm. 420 Gateway Drive.
Yep, right by Living Hope
Right by-
Church.
mhm.
And man, I just can't wait. The teens can't wait either. I think the teens are super
I
excited.
know
And
so many people that are just waiting. That's what
Really?
they're waiting for is for joystick to open. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
That's so encouraging.
Yeah.
Because it is very scary, like you were talking about, not like Piper was saying, the unknown, what
Yeah.
I don't know the answers. I don't know what the future has. I have no idea what God's going to do, but I sure hope he pays the bills because,
Right.
the bills have been pretty big.
Yes.
So, everybody has been positive. There was one gentleman on Dixon 411 that said, Dixon doesn't need this.
Right.
And everyone kind of jumped on him and
Like what I would say if I did that, I'd say, well, what does it need? Then?
Right.
Because it needs something.
Right, we need something. Yeah, everybody kind of lost it on him, so I don't condone that.
Right.
Be kind, but yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's hard, reaching out to the younger demographic is a big step.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like arcades aren't. I went to a Dave and Buster's. I've never done a Dave and Buster's before. I went there for Siggy's. Nope, for Bear's. Sorry, Bear's bachelor party.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, first
what
time I've
fun.
ever been in that.
Yeah, what
in
do you
one.
think?
There were not a lot of children.
Yeah, right?
There was not a lot of teenagers.
Yeah.
It was mostly adults.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
younger 20s all the way up to my age.
Yeah. I think
So
it's
it's a bigger demographic than you think.
right, for
That's
sure.
what I think.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do is have like not just an arcade but a gaming lounge. So it's everything from like if you could see the front area is gonna have like tables so that you can have board games.
Oh.
And
That's so cool.
right, yeah. So that's why we have that big wall there. That's going to be kind of keeping it quiet, keeping that more of a quiet area. We'll have snacks over there by the counter, so you guys can have snacks and play board games or whatever you like there. And then we have some birthday rooms so that you can reserve a birthday room with some birthday packages, or you can do Dungeons and Dragons or that Catan or those games that take forever to play that people love.
Yes.
And right behind that big wall is we're going to have some computers so people can do online gaming.
Yeah.
And then you can also rent with one of those rooms. You could rent it for console gaming.
Right.
You know what that means, right? Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And then finally, at the very back is where all the arcade games are going to be. So we're working really hard to have, it's been a priority to have the noise kind of back there. And then the parents can have a quiet place to sit if they like.
Yeah.
So a family like a family that has a lot of children, maybe a 1.5-year-old and some older kids, the mom can sit with the younger one in the front, have a snack, read a book, do a puzzle, and
That's so cool.
Yeah, while the other kids are in the back. I always thought of GameStop. My kids, I could have let them stay forever if I just had a place to sit down, but they never,
right.
Family
friendly.
Right, yeah. I just want to sit down, but instead I was like, come on, boys, Mom's tired.
Yeah. You're just standing there looking at plushies.
Right, yeah.
Like, I just need to leave.
Please, my feet hurt. Yeah, exactly. So we really want it to be a place where, just seriously, babies to, the elderly who like Pac-Man, we want
exciting.
it. Yeah, we want it for everyone. And in that spirit, we decided no alcohol because it needs to be family friendly.
Right.
And who wants to drop their kids off and make sure that there's no riffraff going on, know. So
I still think there will be an adult demographic that'll play.
I really do think
even
so.
Without alcohol, like just people. Gaming is so much bigger than people imagine.
Right.
And
I think so too.
Adults grew up with it. Like the current adults. Started the gaming industry.
Right. Yeah, we
so
did.
They'll be there. They'll be there as well.
I played Pong with my dad.
Exactly.
I'm really excited. Yeah. So,
I'm so excited.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. End of September, maybe. Come on, look out for it, you guys. Make sure that you spread the love about Joystick.
Yes, follow us on Instagram.
Yes, do all the socials.
Dixon. Yeah.
Maybe I'll put a link
somewhere. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Oh,
it's
cool. So good. All right, we're going to go into a brand new, just kidding. This is the oldest segment we have. This is not brand new. Brand new for you, Jene.
Okay.
It is these talking point cards, and it's how we kind of end out the show, and they're random. I haven't read them. Piper hasn't read them. Our production, there's a whole huge production team out front that you guys don't see.
It's huge.
They pick these cards. So all you have to do is tell me, or pick one. You just grab one card and read it for us.
I'm picking them?
Yep. You just pick one card off the top.
Okay.
Teens,
it's right
family, or is it Christian is the other one?
Yep.
Yes.
Teens, family, or Christian.
What should I
can
pick?
hand it to you.
They all have good ones in them. So,
really?
Yeah. I don't think we've had any that have been
They're all a surprise to us.
They are. What do you guys normally get?
Normally, people don't do Christian.
I
don't know why.
Teens picks the most.
Teens get picked the most, yeah.
Family and Christian are kind of...
Okay, let's do... What do you want, family or Christian?
You pick. I've been on here before. I got to pick. You got to pick one now.
Family.
Family?
Okay.
Family's always good.
What... Am I reading it?
Yeah.
Okay. What do children know more about than adults? Oh, I would love to hear this.
Oh, gosh.
Well, speaking of Joystick, tell us more.
Dude, I'll open this up to the Bible right now.
Yeah.
Like, we are called to have faith like a child. So I believe That's the easiest one. That's like Bible, but it's true though.
Yeah.
You ever see a little kid, dude, little like kindergartners worship?
Oh, remember Blake?
You just watch a kindergartner worship the Lord, and then you go home and I just, man, you know what we need is some pastors to get in a room with some kindergartners worshiping the Lord. They're going to learn more
man.
about God
Yeah.
than reading the Bible for 10 years. Like,
Do you still have that picture?
I do.
Oh, that picture gets me in the
So
meow meows
good.
every time.
So good.
Oh, so precious.
So for me, easiest thing ever, worshiping the Lord. Just
Yeah.
having, not even worship, just faith.
Yeah.
Yeah, I help at the Wednesday night kids club at our church, and just like some of the nights have been like interstate level, like they're worshiping, but these are like first graders.
Yes.
Like we sometimes we do some of the songs that we do at Interstate, and it's crazy, just like
Yeah.
and even just like we're singing just kids songs, and just like
Dude.
and just like the way that they like having small group times with them. We have small group prayer time at the end.
Yeah.
And some of the things that have been talked about in there have been like deep. And it's like I wouldn't have thought of that. Like
Right.
Yeah.
the things they think of, like you're not expecting it, and that's what makes it like so much more like it hits you like
Yeah. Isn't it so fun to teach them like the answer to that? Like,
yeah.
oh, come here, little buddy. I would love to tell you
Yes.
if Jesus had a wife or, you know, I'd
Yeah.
love to
No.
tell you about this or that.
Yeah.
It's
Man.
so precious. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what was the question? What do they know more?
Yeah,
Or-
what do kids know more
What do-
about than adults?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What children know more about than adults.
God.
God. Yeah.
Simple
all day.
answer.
Yeah. God. And how to have fun.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
How to have fun. Like they know how to live, man.
Yep.
Kids know how to live. They run everywhere.
Everywhere. Yes.
Everywhere.
Dance
Dance.
all the time.
Run. Yeah. I mean,
Man.
there's just
Dude.
no fear. I guess there's fear, but like in terms of they don't get embarrassed a whole lot, you know,
Yep.
they just,
It's beautiful.
it
like-
really is.
Yeah, there's like less expectation of like who they need to be. Like when
Yeah.
you're a little kid, like you go dress up as a princess, or just
Yeah.
run around and pretend to be an armadillo. Like
Right.
Yeah.
like you're that's being encouraged rather than like, okay, you need to act mature and like
Yeah.
like there is a benefit to like, okay, it's time to like you need to grow up, and like, but there's also like the time before, like people are expecting you to be a certain way. It's like there's something special about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wrestle with this like in ministry. Like Paul says, you know, it's time to mature. You know, I was a child, now I'm an adult. You think like adult. You eat real food, spiritual food.
Yeah.
I get all of that, but then like faith like a child. Those two things need to coexist. Like, because I feel like people argue about that. Like, this is what faith like a child looks like, and this is what being mature in God looks like. But I'm like, I think they're more similar than we think they are. It's admitting that you are a child. Like,
Yeah.
our great wisdom is the foolishness, of
Yeah.
the Lord. So like,
Right. Yeah.
all of our great theological wisdom,
right.
God's like, why don't you just dance a little bit?
Right.
Try that on.
Right. I thought I had wisdom walking into the chapel that first.
Yes.
I
dude.
was
Dude.
wicked smart,
Yeah.
but I was not.
God's like, "Pop."
Yeah. Sit down, girl. Sit down. Yeah.
Kids are great.
They are great. I love how you said that. There's less. How did you say it? There's less expectation
Yep.
of who they should be.
Yep.
They only need to be themselves. That
Yep.
was. Yeah, that should be on a plaque.
That is
I
good.
love that.
Good.
I wish I could have that in my life.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
that was a good question. I think we have time. Let's do one more.
Okay.
Let's
I
do-
feel like part of maturity is like not trying to make yourself older, just like trying to be your age. Like you want to be mature, and you want like when people say, "Oh, well, like you seem so much older," like, and sometimes like that's a good thing,
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
but like not trying to like, oh, I have to like do these things, I have to dress this way, I have to act this way, so people will think I'm a big kid.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I agree. Like being comfortable in your own skin, I think, comfortable with the Lord, I feel like that's the ultimate maturity, finding your identity in the Lord, I think is the, so you can be who you are and quit worrying about what other people think, I agree, Piper. That's
beautiful.
Good. Mm-hmm. That's good.
That was a good question. All right, what's next? What category is this? Christian.
Christian.
Ooh, Christian.
Okay, what do you think is the greatest need people have today? I'm going to say besides Jesus, because duh.
Yeah.
Right?
I already did the God one on the last.
Yeah.
Every question.
God.
It's
Next.
just-
God. Yeah.
Like kids in kids church, like the Jesus.
Yeah.
Enters Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Yep. Jesus.
Yep.
I believe, honestly, what I said to you earlier, like from a Christian standpoint, what people need is Christians need to be leaders, business owners, political leaders, community leaders.
Yeah.
They need to get out of the building and into their communities and serve. Like that's what and so the greatest need is worldly people. They need that. They don't even want that, but
Right.
they don't even know they need that.
Right.
But they need to see it so we can lead again. Like, I believe that's what's missing. I know that there's huge issues, homelessness, hunger, like all strife, war.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. That's what I think of. What is the greatest need people have? They need to see, well, they need to see Jesus, but like, that's why we're here. Right.
Right.
So I don't know. That's what I think of.
Yeah.
But
What about you,
yeah, what do you
I think what I think of is what he was saying. The speaker was saying at camp is like sin is getting a good thing a bad way, and so
Right.
like having a desire to get these good things, and also having like wanting to get it the right way. Like we need to get more good things the right way, like because we have a sin nature. We're never going to
Right.
be able to be perfect, but like having the desire to want to try and just being able to like get like you want things like acceptance, and you want things like you want to belong, and you want to feel safe, and like going after acceptance and safety, and then like trying to do that in a way,
that's good.
a good way. through
Yeah.
That's
God.
so good.
Yeah, I agree. That's good.
Dude, Piper's on fire. In the back segment
Yeah.
of this podcast,
Right.
Piper on fire.
Yeah.
That is good, though. You're
Yeah.
right. That's the
Yeah.
problem. That is
Yeah.
a big problem.
Yeah, it's huge.
Everyone's skipping the right way and doing it the easy way.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
wrong way, I should say.
Right.
Yeah.
Easy is often wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Community, I think, too, is a thing people need.
Yeah.
But doing it the right way.
Getting the right community. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. They need to find their people,
Yeah.
and their people need to love Jesus and lift each other up. And,
Yes.
I think, who you're around, of course, it influences you,
Hmm.
For me, I think the greatest need people have today, I think there's just so much animosity just in the world today. There's just so much animosity, and even if you're online, or people making fun of God and calling him an imaginated. I made up
Ghost
a new
in the
word.
sky.
Yeah, imaginated.
Imaginated being. God is all.
Someone
those-
write that down. Yeah, but
Guys,
yeah.
God is not an imaginated being.
Right.
Just
He's for realsies, you
Yeah.
guys.
for real.
Yeah.
He's
But
lit.
I think it. Yeah, exactly.
All right, we might edit that out.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
But I think he just it's not just people don't believe. I think they're angry that other
Yeah.
people believe.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why is because we have people that are claiming to be Christians that are putting out a terrible example.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have Christians, but not Jesus followers.
Right. Religious people.
Right.
Instead
We
of-
got some Pharisees out there.
Yes.
And
yeah.
the Pharisees are loud.
Yeah, they are.
And
They
so
love the internet.
They do love the
Pharisees
internet.
today love the internet.
Yeah, so they're the version of the Pharisees that are on the street
Yeah.
praying out loud, and so everyone can
Yeah.
see that they're the same. It's just they have the internet now, and so
Right.
maybe it's just maybe it was like that before and I just didn't see it. But that's what hurts my heart the most, is that it's almost impossible to talk about God or say that you love Jesus without without even someone saying, well, I don't, and that's okay, and we move on. Like, you're going to get in a fight about it, and I don't want to fight with anyone. I just, we can agree to disagree, and then I'll just keep praying for you, and I'll see you in 10 years when you love Jesus now.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
you're on your journey.
Yeah. I'll be a link in the chain in your journey, but man, the animosity is just, it's hard to watch. And I'm looking forward to seeing if Jesus is going to heal that in our world or not.
Right.
I sure hope he chooses to.
Yes, I think he's going to. I'm a hope kind of guy.
Yeah, me too.
People say it's going down, but I'm saying I think it's going up.
I sure hope it does. Yeah.
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 People are angry for sure.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got something?
And just like, I feel like a big thing is like, people are so self-focused. Like, they've always been, but like, see, like, it all comes back to like, you offended me, and that's why I'm mad, because now something in me has been hurt, and that needs to be fixed, or just like, just like going like, okay, just bringing it back to themselves, like,
right.
Yeah.
It's like it's a big problem, like, just
Right.
Yeah.
in general,
Right. You're going to be okay if you get offended. I promise.
Yeah. I think,
Yeah.
Jene, you hit it perfectly. I think the loudest, I'm just going to speak on behalf of Christians, the loudest Christians, the representatives in our world are usually like internet people who are just wanting to be right.
Right.
They just want to make sure everyone knows how right they are.
Right.
It's not even that they're wrong necessarily in their knowledge, but it's not wisdom the way they're presenting it.
Right.
I just wish we had more like Christ following leaders in community. I mean, that's why we're doing this podcast.
Right.
Literally.
Right.
Like,
Right.
we're not here trying to ram down theology. We're here just lifting each other up and hearing from real people that love God, and that's it. And that's what we need more of. That's why we're doing this.
Right.
If more people did their part, like be leaders, be community leaders in your communities. So I don't know.
And legit, be humble.
Yes.
I freely admit I was a Pharisee. When I walked into that camp, I was a Pharisee, So that was me. And I also freely admit I still have those moments. I try really hard to keep them in my head, and so that I don't wreck anybody else. But those, I think, are the stumbling blocks. I think we work really hard. I better not cuss in front of somebody or I'm going to be a stumbling block.
Right.
But how about you focus on, not spewing hate everywhere? How about that?
Right.
How about we model Jesus? And that's the stumbling block we want to stay away from, is not, being hateful.
Yeah.
And being humble instead, So I think that's a really hard thing, though, is to be humble. And that's one of my sins that I really try to focus on, because I'm the best there ever was.
The most.
I'm the most humble ever, me and Moses.
Jene and Moses are doing sumo in heaven. Sumo's a thing we do now. I should have told you that.
You guys do sumo now with the big blow up things?
No, we do it on the beach.
What?
It's really just real. We
Is
wrestle.
that a ring?
Oh my goodness.
If anything other than the bottom of your feet touches the sand, or you get pushed out of the ring, then you're out.
Sumo's huge.
Yeah.
I wish we could do it during the year. I mean, it's that big. But anyways,
just
I think
sand in the Calvary sanctuary.
yeah. Just a little sand.
I'm sure
It's
they
fine.
won't mind.
I think you're right, though. I think just people need today. They're still going to be angry, so they just need to get a better perspective, like kindness, love.
Right.
Yeah, that was good. Those questions were good.
They were good.
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
This whole episode has been good.
This has been a
Yeah.
great episode.
know,
Thanks for
yeah.
coming on, Jene. We do have one closing segment.
Oh yeah.
And
I don't
this-
like the way you looked
this
at me.
is a
just
good
now.
one. No. I'll give you a minute,
Okay.
but I want you to give us who you would like to see in the seat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, think of someone alive,
Okay.
and the sky's the limit, really. It doesn't have to be someone that we all know, just
Okay.
someone who should sit here and speak that love and kindness or whatever, represent the Lord well.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, could we get
Jesus is not the answer.
Jesus? Jesus,
Guys,
we need
comment
you.
down below. Jesus on the podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be a weird. That's when we get flagged on YouTube. It's just an empty chair. We're doing the podcast with Jesus today. We gave him room.
Just that bullhorn. Toot,
Yeah.
toot, 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 toot. Jesus is here.
That's when
let's
YouTube
see.
deletes our channel.
Could we get Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Like, dude, what?
I don't know. It just
I'm
popped in my head. Can you imagine?
I'm down. I used to watch that show all the time.
Right?
That's a good show.
That was a good show. So these are the things that run through my head at
Yeah.
random.
He would make.
So-
We wouldn't talk a lot. I could tell you
No,
that right
yeah,
now.
he
we
would just
we'd
sit
be
down and
like,
start. Yeah.
And then I almost got my arm ripped off.
Right.
But I chased him down.
Right. We would leave here changed people.
He'd just have like guns on his vest.
It's funny.
Bro, that's probably the best special guest I've ever heard.
I know, right? I'm trying to think of somebody that is not obvious, that would be really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
What about Rick Vidmar?
Oh, dude, that would be so good.
He would be great, huh? I love
Future
him.
me, share this with Rick. We
Yeah.
need him on the show.
He would
He's
be amazing. I grew the most, like I said, at
Yeah.
camps,
yeah.
and when those 10 years I worked for Rick, I mean, a spiritual mentor every single day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Dude.
I
That's so
miss
good.
him so much.
You guys want to hear? So Rick Vidmar was a principal at the Christian school here in town for many, many, many years, like many years.
Yeah, like 40 years.
And he didn't just do the principal role. He was a pastor. He was a spiritual leader in our
Yeah.
town.
And he also cleaned the toilets.
Dude,
Like he was not
he's
above
the
anything.
real-
Yeah, no
he's the
limits.
real deal.
Yeah.
I would want to see Rick on here, 100%. You know what's funny is I wanted to text him the other day or call him, and that is so good.
Yeah.
We'll get him on here.
Okay.
What about you, Piper? It's been a minute.
Okay.
Who's your
okay.
special
Let's see.
secret host?
My host.
You're not. You're sorry. Guest. Dog the Bounty Hunter as host. I'm down. I would quit the show if we get him up here.
Okay, let's see. When I was in the guest, I said Goose, and I still
Yeah,
think Goose would be a good guest.
yeah, he
but
would
let's
be.
see.
I don't know.
Goose was a speaker.
He was speaker at my second year of camp.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's epic.
Yeah.
We'll get him on, and then I'll
He
show
had a lot
you
of
that.
really great illustrations that
Yeah.
sat
Goose
with
is good.
everybody.
Nice.
Let's see.
I'd like to see Jesse. I got to get Jesse back.
We
Yeah,
should.
he'd do great.
I also miss him so
yeah,
much.
same,
Yeah.
same.
I think we should have people who have been youth students and graduated. Like where, like
Alumni.
how
Alumni.
did
Where are they
youth
now?
affect you? Where how has it changed you now? Like
Where are they now?
Where are
like,
they
like
now?
we've had leaders who have come.
Yeah.
from,
Sure.
That's
That's a
some
great
students that come
idea.
from youth.
No, get on
That is a good idea.
I'll compile some.
Yeah.
I
That's a
think,
really good
man,
idea.
one of my favorite episodes. Thank you, Jene.
Thank you so much for having me. Like I was
Yeah.
so excited to do this.
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah, I don't like people looking at me and I don't like being the center of attention, but I was very excited to do this just because it's my favorite ministry.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah, some of
Yeah.
my favorite years.
So make sure you guys check out Joystick when it opens
Yeah.
and do all the good things, like, subscribe, and do all that stuff because it helps us get the word out more. And that's going to be it. We're going to check you guys on the next one. I think there might even be a student on the next episode. So until then, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.